just to tell you again, I am recording this for people who have not been able to get on the call or this tonight. And there are people who sign up and then things happen, as you probably know. So I'm starting the recall to record this for everybody so I can send it out to you. So a couple quick ground rules. I'm not doing individual readings for people tonight, just to be really clear about that. We've only got an hour, and I don't want it to, I can't do it. Let's be more clear. I can't do that. What I want to do is give you a lot of good information, but keeping on task and getting finished in an hour, I won't be able to do individual readings. What I ask is I will ask you to keep your questions short, and because if you're like me and I start telling you about my delightful animal, 20 minutes later, I could still be telling you about her. So I would ask it is if you do have questions, keep them short and ask general questions that maybe you think everybody who's listening could do some use, get some use out of that. So, and then if we have time at the end, I'll just open it up to everybody's questions. So let's get into this. So first off, if you take a look at this picture, these are two gibbons that I met when I was in Southern California. I was in a training to connect with wild animals. So this is Mama Took and baby Howard. And they're actually in a family, and we connected with the family. It was pretty great. So let me tell you who this is not for. If you don't believe in telepathy, you should go. you should go do something else, because what we're talking about is an intuitive telepathic connection with our animals. I can't be any clearer than that. I am not a dog trainer. I do not work with looking at animals' behaviors and figuring out, what advice I should give you about that. So I just want to be really clear about that. And then if you want to control your pet, like after you learn how to do this, they are always going to do exactly what you want them to do. It will work about as good for your pet as it does for your significant other or your kids. But it will probably be a little bit better, because pets really, really love us, and they really want to be good family members. So you'll get more out of your pet sometimes, but I can't guarantee you that you do this stuff and then everything will be perfect after that, because they still have their own personalities. And the other thing is if you expect that you're going to be a master communicator in an hour, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It takes a while of practice, training, and just working on it. Some of us are born with it, but the rest of us need to practice. So that's what it is for you. And then for the rest of us. And then finally, if you don't think animals have separate identities or souls, or they're kind of automatons, no, I don't think this really what I would teach you and what I'm going to share with you. It's going to really work. So that's it. So hopefully you already self-selected in, and you're somebody who loves your animals, and we're not having a problem with that. So another good picture, my daughter is living in Africa, and she took this picture of two, probably a mom and an aunt taking care of the little baby girl. Baby girl's name is Ellie. So she is Ellie Fint. Somebody pointed that out to me, which is kind of cute. But if you have a pet that you can work with, UConnect would be good for you. And what we're doing tonight will be really good for you. And if any of the other things are true, this would also be good for you. If there's times that you're like, oh, I wish they wouldn't do that, or, oh, I wish they would do something different, less than desirable behaviors, this would be useful. If you're worried about your animals, maybe how are they feeling? As you know, at least most of you have seen when our animals get stressed, when they look sad, or maybe what's going on physically. Animal communication can help with that. It surely does not replace veterinary care because I'm taking my animals to the veterinarian, but it gives you a little more information. And if you ever dreamed of connecting more deeply with your animal, this is a really wonderful way to do it. And if you dream of a more harmonious household, and I do, I'm now up to 5 animals, 2 humans and 3 cats, and 2 dogs. I dream of a more harmonious household, and I'm getting that through animal communication. Alrighty. So in the next hour, okay. So I got to go to Australia and got to pet a baby Joey. Yay for me! Yes, it was great. So in the next hour, we will talk about animals' natural intuition. And people's intuitive abilities. But in order to kind of say that if you take a plug and an outlet, that's already in place for us. We have a plug and outlet for sending information and receiving information intuitively, and so do our animals. So I want to talk about that. And I want to talk about expanding our intuitive abilities. Since we're born with it, most of us have some level of it. Some of us, it's more. Some of it's a little bit less. I want to expand them so you can actually have the experience of connecting with your animals. And then, what would it be like to improve your relationship with your animals? Maybe even improving behaviors or emotions or their health, because you know a little bit more. Even knowing something as simple as how much pain are you in, and being able to use that information when you go see the vet, saying, which I actually did for somebody whose dog had cancer, that the pain medication wasn't high enough, and she was uncomfortable. And so the woman was able to take her dog back to the vet and say, I think we need to increase the meds, And of course, you're always going to the vet and checking, right? So even just learning to do, what it would be like to join and be in the UConnect program. So that's what we're going to do. So my promise to you is, during this time, you're going to discover the possibility of creating a more fulfilling relationship with your pets through a loving, intuitive connection. That, for me, that's pretty cool. I like the connecting with them, but I like the increased love that I sense that we feel for each other and that we're more in tune with each other. Okay. So this is what I call the side effects. These are the things that I actually didn't expect from doing animal communication. One of the side effects is I've noticed improved intuition in other parts of my life. I kind of have feelings about what's going on. I noticed that when my daughter was supposed to come home from Africa, I emailed her, or it was actually through Messenger, hey, what are your plans? Are you really coming home? And she was just changing her flight stuff. So it's like interesting little things like that. And you're more in tune with others' energy, so you pick up quicker about other human beings, what other human beings are feeling, as well as maybe even dogs or cats or horses or rabbits, whoever whoever's are your buddies. What surprises me is you might find that there's less worry about your animals. You just know that you guys are connected and you're meant for each other and you're the right guardian for them. And even if you're imperfect, because I lose patience sometimes, but I still find that I have more patience and understanding. I'll give you an example. My little dog Stella, she's a small dog barker, and we're working on that. We've been working on it. But now when she barks, I'll walk over to the window and say, who is it? who is, oh, it's your favorite neighbor across the way who always loves you. She just came out of the house. Yeah, I get it. And she she'll quiet that down. I have a little more understanding and patience for the barking, which can get on anybody's nerves, right? And the lightheartedness comes in because you see your animals in just a little bit different light. You see those personalities of showing off love, like my little kitten now, when I walk in the room, she rolls over and says, "Aren't I cute? Come over and scratch my ears." And I get it and I love it, and I go over and scratch her ears. So, are there any questions right now that I can answer? And if you have questions and you're muted, you're going to go down to the left-hand corner and hit the button that says mute or unmute. Okay. If you're like me and you're still fumbling around doing it, feel free to just jump in. Okay, so who am I? Well, the key fact is that I think is most important for what I'm talking about today is I wasn't born an animal communicator. And it's like, really? No, I did not come out of the womb communicating with animals. I'm so sorry. I don't want to lie to you. I have had some spiritual experiences and they were pretty cool. And I've always loved animals and had animals in my life. But what happened to me was when I became a Reiki master, which is a form of energy healing, my dogs started communicating with me. And, oh, sorry, guys. My dog Tibor, who is laying on his side here, he's the guy who's a rescue guy, and I saw some really disturbing visions when I would sit on the couch next to him. I would see the picture of a man in a thick, like padded suit, standing with his arms up, and a German Shepherd would come and he would bite his arm. I saw that more than once, and I thought, I know this guy has some issues, but holy crap, what's going on? So that's when I started getting training as an animal communicator and learned how to do it and learned how to do it on purpose and understand what I was getting, things like that. So if you have desire and you're willing to work at it, I think those two things set you up for successfully connecting. And I think, the truth is we may all take, this is an analogy, we may all take and paint. Not everybody is going to do Matisse like me. But some of us will get better, but all of us can be creative and all of us can connect. So anyways, you can see here were all my animals. There's little Stella, my little dog, the barking one who wanted to seriously take home the turtle as her pet, but we didn't do it. We wanted the turtle to have a happy life. And there's Shadow, the one who gets all cute with me. That's Bunny, who we renamed Bunny instead of Brick because we're trying to bring out the softer side. Because even names have a vibration, right? So Brick was too hard, and we wanted the softer. And then there's Mac, and he's loving it. He thought the Mother's Day flowers were for him. So they're all cuties. I have a human family. I have a husband, Charlie. As I said, my daughter, Andrea, out in Africa, and my son, Pat, and his family live just a couple miles from me here in Alexandria, Virginia. So we got that going on. Retired Navy officer, very grateful I got a couple masters in the Navy. Yay. I am a current teacher trainer for Communicating with All Life University, which gives me access to a wealth of knowledge and a lot of other great people, teachers, trainers, and students. So just so you know that. I'm an energy healer. I started on people, and now I do it for animals and their people. And it's a wonderful combination. When you see that somebody's an animal, is stressed. People talk about anxiety, the animal's anxiety when they leave them alone. You can do some energy healing for them. It works for your animals as well as it does for humans. And I wrote a book, Peace in Passing, Comfort for Loving Humans During Animal Transitions, because I work with animals who are at the end of life. I help them through their transition, and I'm even able to communicate with them after they have passed, which can be very comforting to people. I don't know if it takes some of us a really long time to get over our animals passing. I talked to a guy a while ago, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and he was sobbing about his dog. And I said, well, when did he pass? He said, 2007. You know, there's just, when you get that heart connection with your animal, nothing like it. You know, it's just there. The other thing that the animal communication does is you actually, if you're like me, you'll feel connected to your animals even after they've passed. That's nice. All right, enough about me. So let's talk about intuition. Because one of the things that has to happen, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes so I don't miss anything. One of the things that has to happen if you are going to communicate with your animals is you have to get rid of some of the mindsets, some of those beliefs that say, I can't do it, it doesn't exist. Dogs and cats, animals, dogs, cats, horses, rabbits, gerbils, they can't do it. So the first thing we do is let's talk about it from a scientific perspective. It's not scientific, right? I mean, think about science. They talk about studies and double-blind studies, and is that a statistically significant result, or is that just due to random chance? That's science. However, I found all these people used or had an intuitive experience that led them to a discovery. Einstein understood the speed of light in a dream. So think about dreams. They're intuitive. Niels Bohr, the structure of the atom in a dream. James Watson, the structure of DNA, which is the picture I've got here, in a dream. Scientists, just big discoveries using their dreams. And then just for fun, because it seemed crazy to me, there's a mathematician, Srinivasa Ramanujan. He saw the mathematical equation for infinity in a dream. That boggles my mind. And just for fun, can you guess Mary Shelley, how did she write Frankenstein? Well, she had a nightmare. So intuition is really a part of everything. Even scientists use it. So I love this quote from Niels Bohr, the scientist who described the structure of the atom. He says, no, you're not thinking, you're being logical. And I think our logic gets in the way sometimes of what's really going on. I like logic. It just doesn't explain everything, okay? All right. I'm a fan of logic, but it doesn't always take us where we want to go. And that's why I wanted you to see how these scientists figured out some really big things. All right, so let's talk about animals. So animal intuition is real. I'll just say it. One of the best books I've read that describe that is the book Dogs That Know When Their Owners Are Coming Home. And if you don't have a dog, you can read it anyway because Dr. Sheldrake talks about all kinds of animals, but the focus was on dogs. And there's some fascinating things going on here. Just to tell you a few studies. He did studies, and he did them rigorously enough so that he felt that there was proof. They had the person going to work and the person staying home. And the person at work would note when they were leaving work. The person at home would note when the dog was acting in a certain way that they knew somebody was coming home. So they changed everything. They changed what time you came home, how you came home, bus, car, train. They changed, there's the best story I heard was persons at the office getting ready to go home. So he's doing all that. Person at home notes that the dog's getting all excited and doing the thing, notes down the time. All of a sudden the dog doesn't care, goes back to whatever it's doing, probably like my dog Tibor, who's laying over here just enjoying himself. A little while later, the dog gets all excited again. The person from work comes home, let's say husband comes home to the wife says, what the heck? The dog got all excited and then he just laid down and then he got excited again. He said, well, I was just ready to leave and I got called in to do a couple more things. So I put all my stuff back and had to do some more work. And so the times that the first time he started and the second time he started correlated with the time that the wife wrote down for the dog. There's even wonderful stories, kind of heartbreaking stories about dogs that knew when their people had passed away. There was a dog that got very, very sad and put his head on the mom's lap, and at a certain point, and she noted the time, and it was the time that their son, who was in, this is British, was in the Falklands War, and the ship was sunk, and the dog knew it. So, yeah, I'm going to cry, and I know that story. Anyway, it's fascinating. You don't have to, you can do it as a quick read, but it's just really good stuff. So they have empathy. So we know that, I'm going to use dogs because I read more out of this book, but we know that dogs are trained now to pick up when people are going to have seizures. But the part that we forget is they care enough to nudge their people. And it's not just training, I don't think. I think they actually care about the person to say, you need to sit down or you need to lay down. We want you to be safe. So there's that emotional empathy going on. I think you can all tell me stories about times that you were very, very upset and one of your animals just hung around, or you were sick, or there's stories in the family about somebody sick and one of the animals just stuck with that person while they weren't feeling good. Yeah. Oh, problem solving. So this is a story that my friend Jen shared. She and her husband were over in Ireland on a Sunday morning, and the car broke down, and they had no idea how to fix it, and they were very worried. So we'll do they just figured everybody on Sunday morning, everybody's in church, they're out of luck. So a dog comes over, I picture dog comes over the hill, sits there, looks at him, and leaves. A little bit later, the dog comes back with two guys who were in the pub. Somehow the dog communicated to two guys that there were people that needed help. And the two guys were able to fix the car for them, and they went on their way. I tell you, I got it from the source, from Jen. She doesn't lie. That's so cool. So, and they also assist people with memory problems. A guy who has short-term memory, he takes his dog with him. When he wants shopping, when he needs to go out the door, the dog tells him which door he goes out of. When he needs to find his car, the dog knows where the car is and gets him back. So y'all, many of you know this stuff, but I just want to say there's intuition going on there. A need, a desire to help, and connecting with their people. Alrighty. So humans. I think it's partly a gift and partly a skill. I think the gift part is us being open to it. I spoke, the Capitals just had a huge win, 44 years, they finally got the Stanley Cup. I suppose I or somebody I know could have practiced hockey, but I dare say I don't have the gift to be a hockey player. So there's that. But then there's a skill. Maybe I would have gotten pretty good. Who knows, But we all got the ability to try. Okay. So what does it take? What I said before, it takes takes a shift in your mindset, in those beliefs you maybe don't even know you hold that keep you from connecting. So the belief that only special people like Maribeth can do it, or you have to be born with it. Not so sure, not so sure. I think it's more desire and work. So what it also takes is opening the channels, and we can do that. We can do that through meditations that open up certain brain waves that help you connect. And I've seen it two ways. Like if there's a door in your psyche that says, but I'm looking over here at my door, animal communication. And all of a sudden we help you find the door, open it up, and go through it. Or maybe if the communication thing is like a radio station, you just have to learn how to turn the dial to tune into your animals. Either one works. Maybe you've got one that works for you too. You have to learn how we receive and how we send information telepathically so you can do it and practice it. And you have to be willing to start where you are. Everybody has stronger ways of connecting. I started out with just mostly sensations in my body. Other people saw things vivid, or they have colors, and now I've got a wide range of abilities, but I had to start with whatever I was sensing. And then, luckily or unluckily, practice is the other thing that you need to do. Okay. So let me talk a little bit about mindset. And we've said this a little bit more, but a little bit before, but I just want to really make sure we got it. Because we live together, our animals are already intuitively connected to us because of our energies. We all have a vibration. Einstein's theory of everything, and everything is energy. We're all vibrating. We're all connected. So we're starting like that. That mindset shift will help you right there. The other thing you need to think about is start thinking that they have a lot more going on mentally and emotionally. They like their treats. At least they love their treats, okay? Absolutely. But there's other things going on. So I've met cats who are really upset over a divorce. I've met animals who are sad about losing a family member, human or other animal in the family. I've met a dog who's part of her barking is she kind of likes to scare the other dogs. And she admits it. She's like a bad habit. So she's toned it down a bit, but it's just interesting. So if you're open to hearing a little bit more about what's going on, you will get more. I believe they want to communicate with us. If you ever had them staring at you, I think that sometimes they're thinking, I'm sending my communication to you as strong as I can. Why aren't you getting it? So, food for thought. Then we just need to enhance the communication. We need to learn the skills and practice them. And I'm going to stop again and ask if there are any questions. Okay. So what are we doing now? And it's all good. There's nothing wrong with this because we're in physical bodies. So we use physical control, and I don't mean anything bad by this. So we do training. We have a dog trainer, animal behaviorist. We might crate our animals or restrict them to certain areas. We use leashes to keep our dogs with us. We crate them. When I let my cats into my really small backyard and I sit with them. When I bring them back in, I call kitty treats, and kitty treats, they come back in for me. So I I use treats to get my kitties to come back in the house when we're going back in. So, and we use our voices. Dare I say it? We yell. I've been known. We yell, we plead, we use a stern voice, we use a loving voice, and we do some physical correction, or we do some physical affection. I mean, I know we're all doing that. I'm assuming we're not doing anything mean, but you know, sometimes you have to stop them from doing something that they might hurt themselves with, and so you have to hold them, or you know, whatever that takes, that sort of thing. So what our new focus would be with animal communication, and through UConnect, you know, we could share our emotions and thoughts. They can share how they're feeling and what they're thinking, and we can do the same thing. And that is a very strong tool for asking for requests for changes in behavior. Because, for instance, with cats not using the litter box, if you can actually share with them, and I'll use the word, this dismay, disgust, the sadness of having to clean up, and how that makes you feel, literally, if you can send them that feeling, and then send them a lot of love of how happy you would be if they used the litter box, and if they could tell you, which I've had happen, I don't like the touch of that litter. Can you change the litter? And they changed the litter, and they started using the litter box again. So, you know, stuff like that's possible. You can communicate your love, which is always nice, but especially at the end of life, to have that conversation is it's pretty close to priceless. You can get a feeling for health issues. Now, that's something that comes easier to some other than others, but it's something I've picked up and I'm able to do. I can kind of get a feeling on where it hurts, or what's going on, or you know, what area of the body we need to worry about. You can tell them about family changes. You can tell them, hey, I'm going to be out of the house for the next 5 days, and you can check in with them each day, and when you're coming back, and who's going to take care of them. I kind of talked about that before, but end-of-life goodbyes, you can do that. And after-life connections, a lot of animals come back to let us know that they're okay. I hear a lot of stories. I believe animal communication will make it easier for them to connect with you. Okay. So let's try something here. So if you all are ready, this is your first chance to try communicating with your animal. All right? It should be, let's say, it shouldn't be hard. It should be like, this could be fun. This could be fun. Let me just try it. So what I want you to do, let me tell you what to do before you start, okay? So what I would like you to do is to close your eyes and picture whatever animal you think is like raring to communicate with you, like their strongest supporter, maybe is the right way to say it. Or you just feel like you almost have a connection with them. See if you can picture them in your mind's eye. And when you get them, have a sense of love and appreciation for them, and either say it out loud or say it in your head. Say, would you help me start communicating with you even better than we're doing right now? I really would like to. And then wait for a response. Different people receive that response in different ways. I'm Navy, sometimes, honest to God, I see a salute. Now, I don't know that the animal's doing it, but it's like, aye, ma'am, yeah, got it. Yes. Some of them are a little smart alecky, and they go, yeah, sure. Some people got a really warm feeling of love. Some people have gotten some beautiful colors, like, for them, they were beautiful colors like pink or violet, or they got that sort of a feeling, a connection, like something really happened there. Now, if nothing happened that you can tell, I'm setting the intention that it is happening. And when I set an intention and I use my animal communication skills, I'm intending that yes, something will happen for you. So just enjoy it. Okay, so let's do it. So close your eyes. Well, it's going to be pretty short, so don't get worried. We're not going to do 15 minutes of close your eyes. Pick that animal that you think would maybe easiest and the one you want to communicate with most. Picture them in front of you, on your lap, looking at you, paying attention, sitting in front of you. And now feel that love and gratitude that you're going to feel when you start communicating with them. And just ask them, would you please help me? Would you please help tune us in? Turn that radio dial so that we can communicate intuitively. Oh, wow, you guys, you're doing really good. I can feel the connections. Holy crap. All right, good. Now I'm going to get quiet, and I'm going to give you a minute or two and let you just experience what you experience. Relax. Let it come. Hang in there. I want to give everybody time to connect. Sometimes you just have to take a deep breath and go, whatever, let's just see what happens. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys, you guys are doing good. I'm so pleased. All right, say 10 more seconds. So just to keep a positive response from them, just say thank you. Thank you. I'm not sure what I got, or I'm clear what I got. I'm really pleased. Let's try it again, or some form of gratitude and just acknowledgement. Okay. Alrighty, this is really good, guys. So this is how do I say it? Share if you like, don't if you don't. If anybody would like to share what they got, tell us who you communicated to and what happened, I'd love to hear it. And there's also a way to type in, you click on part, let's see, I'm going to unmute everybody. Okay, so everybody's unmuted. It's going to get a little noisier. I didn't realize I had you all muted. My apologies. I get better at this every single time. So, sorry. Is there anybody who's want to step up and tell me what's going on?
Maribeth, this is Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
As you may know, my phantom cat is having problems with cancer.
Yes.
So right now she's sort of in a hospice situation. She's parked herself under the dining room table with a heating pad. And as I thought about her, I feel immediate picture of petting her, so stroking her body. So I think she wants me to do that. That's what I'm getting from it.
I think I think that's good. Yeah, that's great because they will show us pictures. Not everybody gets pictures, but I think you need to go with that because I did feel a lot of connections with everybody who's on the call.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody else? I've got you all unmuted, and And I apologize again. I didn't realize I had everybody muted. Technology is interesting. Any questions? Okay. All righty, guys. Let's keep going. So here we go. So here's another one you can do. This is more in the realm of energy healing, but it's still connecting, and it's lovely. If I do say so myself, I came up with it. All right. So we have to do. I have a chat. I have a chat. Wait a second. Hold on, guys. Okay. So let me stop. This is a good question from Donna. Is it true that our pets who have passed on can't move on until they know we are okay? Donna, that's a really good question. My sense is that, yeah, I've done a survey, but my sense is that it will be easier for them to move on if we let them go. But I do feel that there are some that will move on pretty well and they'll come back. So I'm going to answer it is yeah, that could be true in a lot of cases. They're so loving to us. They want to stick around and see how we're doing. Plus, there's also those physical connections. Excuse me, not the physical, but the energetic connections between them and us. And when we let them go, literally, that unplugs our connection to them, so they can go. So I think it's I look at it this way: what's needed to help them pass, or excuse me, help them move on. The grief is okay, but what is better is remembering the love with that, and remembering good things about them, what you love about them so much, and connecting to that love that you have for them. It doesn't always go away. And not so much on the not so much on the sadness that it wipes away how lovely the relationship was. Focusing on how much love and how much joy they brought you is a really good way of helping them pass on, because then you're focusing on the good stuff. Hopefully that's helpful. Thank you for asking the question. Okay, let's go. So let me do the green smoothie. So the green smoothie this is the chakra system. In energy healing, they feel that the body has a system of energy centers, and energy flows through the body a lot like blood flows through the body. And these energy centers, you can see them, they have different colors associated with them. So if you look at the heart chakra, that's where the love emanates. And so I actually designed this when, created this when I got remarried to my current husband, and he became the father of 2 teenagers. And he's not had kids, and it was an exciting time. And what I wanted to do was open up everybody's heart and start to connect us from the heart level, which is always a better way to communicate, right? So I'm going to close my eyes because I always see it better. But I see what you would do is you would take everybody in your family that you want to include, people, kids, and animals, and put them in a circle. If there's 2 of you, it's just you and the animal. And you feel the love, and you send the green light out to the next person or animal's heart, and then the next one, and they send theirs out, and the next person sends theirs out, and the next one, and the next one. I got 7. And we come all the way around, it comes back to you. So all the hearts are connected, and then what you become is you become the engine, and you start to watch the energy move, the green light move through everybody's heart, and just send it through. Okay. And I'm doing that right now. I'm intending that maybe you might feel something in your heart just to see what it feels like. This is such a cool thing to do when you are apart from your animals and you're missing them or you're thinking about them. Sending that green light to them and saying, I'm loving you, I love you, I'll be back. Or, we go on vacations, we go on business trips. I'm thinking about you. Sending that green light is super. And if there's times where you need to just remind everybody that we're family and we need to act in a loving way. I'm sorry, this is from personal experience. This is also a decent thing. I'm doing that with my 3 cats, particularly because we brought the little shadow in as a kitten, and she is just upset at the whole thing. The other 2 are just like, what were you thinking? But so I want to get the family thing going, and I do that. So if you want to just take a minute or 2 to just picture that again, feel free to close your eyes and set it up where you see them and you see that you don't forget to feel it. Feel the heart, feel the love, and watch it go through everybody's heart and go back to yours as you're the engine that puts it around, sends it around the circle, or sends it back and forth if there's only you and the animal. So just for fun, I've energetically, intentionally to send a little bit of heart love to all of you and your animals right now, just because it's cool. So how was that for everybody? Let me just see what we got. So you're still unmuted. Anybody have any questions or have any comments? Alrighty. I hope you find that useful. It may seem like a small thing, but it's very nice. All right, let's move on. Okay, let me give you 2 examples really quick. So I worked with Dr. Jake. He and his wife had Grover, and then the baby came, baby Wesley, and Grover started growling, and he was uncertain. They were uncertain about Wesley's safety. I do see a question there. I will check it out. I will do it really fast. So we did the UConnect program with me and Dr. Jake, and Dr. Jake said really quick, I hear my cat crying. It's drinking, singing in the background, sorry. What was more valuable was the context of his relationship. He's no longer a pet I need to control. He's an individual who's capable of communicating emotions and thoughts. I've given him the realization and confidence to continue to improve the communication and his behavior moving forward. And it's really working well for them. So this is one example of things you can do with animal communication. Let's see. So, oh, Roy, yeah, Roy, thank you. Sounds similar to what I've always done with my cats. Thank you. Yeah, it's really nice. It's really a great way to do it, and you do it intentionally and with the love. It gets through. You are communicating with your animals. Thank you. Okay, so. And really quick, here's one with Sadie. Deb and Sadie worked with this. Deb had been a client of mine, and we had talked to Sadie about her first knee surgery, and second knee surgery is coming up, so I taught her how to communicate with her. And so she was able to tell Sadie all about the second knee surgery, how long it was going to take, remind her all the reasons why she wasn't going to be able to run for a while, which is a really big deal. And then Sadie was able to communicate to the vet tech what kind of loving care she needed. So it was interesting that it was a 2-way street. That Sadie seemed to be able to connect better to the humans in her lives. So that's really cool. All right, so I gotta ask you, hopefully this is making sense to you. How would you feel if you had expanded your intuitive abilities? And you could actually start connecting with your animals and getting a feel for what they're thinking and what they're feeling. And you were able to use your intuition to improve your relationship with your animals because they got where you were coming from and you got what they were coming from. You could do things as simple as asking a dog why he's not using the potty pads, the pee pads, and he says, "It's too small. I don't like walking on my own stuff." And she got a bigger one, and he was using it. Stuff like that. So you might see improved animal behaviors. You might have a sense then of what's going on with their health. Maybe you won't need to see a vet as often. I can't promise that, but that might happen. And you get a deep connection. How nice would it be to have that deep connection with your animals, even deeper than now? And I got to talk about the picture really quick. If you ever get a chance to meet some mini donkeys, they are like big dogs. They like to be hugged. So make sure you if you have a chance, go over and meet them and say hi and give them hugs. So this is good stuff, and I'd love to teach this for you. So sorry. So here's what you get. So here's the UConnect program. I really want you to be successful. I don't know how else to say that. That's really my goal. So one of the things we'll do is in the program, we'll do a 30-minute call with me, one-on-one, even though it's a group training. I want to find out who you got in your family, what you're doing, and what you want, where you are, and and what your goals are. So we really get started. And I've got a private Facebook group that we could do with support and questions and encouragement. I created training materials for 6 weekly lessons that you will have with you forever. And it's a lot of material, so you need it. I can't say in an hour everything that's in there. And I'm sorry, we are going to run over just a tiny bit. I will speak faster. I can't. So anyway, you'll have that material forever, and you'll be able to go back and look at it. I will record the group session so that if for some reason you can't be on the group session when we do the questions and answers and some practice, you'll have it, so you won't miss out. And I will give you guided meditations that you can use until you get good at it and you don't need it anymore. But it really helps, the guided meditation that I learned to connect to your animals. And we're going to do six weekly training sessions. I say 60 to 90 minutes. We might go over a little bit. And it's going to be through Zoom, so it'll be back and forth. I want to pair you up so that you can practice with each other's animals and give each other feedback. And then I'll do a bonus session, a 7th session to do Q&A on any topic that comes up. So here, that's it. So what you get? So hopefully you're thinking about it, because I really would like to do this with you. So the next step is I'm going to start the class on Wednesday, June 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. There'll be 7 classes. We aren't meeting on the 4th of July because I probably will be with Debbie on the 4th of July. I'm limiting it to 10 people, so it's small enough that we get some really good talking and interactions. And it's not just a lecture hall of 200 people or, that sort of thing. So you can see it's a one-time investment of $497. Not all of us have $497. So I've got also, you can make 2 payments about a month apart of $250. Okay. Makes it a lot easier. Okay, we got a question. Let me see. What are we doing here? Love it. Love you. Gotta go. Thank you. See you. Thanks, Roy. So if you register by end of tomorrow, you can save $50 on the coupon code. So your first payment, if you did monthly, if you did the 2 payments, your first payment will be $200. So your coupon code is simple. UConnect, and it's an online procedure. And then if you do register by Friday, I have a thing called the Fur Buddy Healing Circle that I do a group healing session with, and you can join me there as another $20 value. I'm sorry, I'm talking money here, but that's the reality of things, isn't it? And those, like Debbie has been on, and we do some really good healing, and you can watch me do it, and you can practice with me. So it's a great way to see more of what I'm doing and what you can do for your own animals. Okay. So this is the connection to register. It's on my website. I will send you an email with the information again, and with the coupon code. I'm so excited. I really want to see people. I would like to see you start to communicate with your animals, get that deeper connection. So I will also send you a recording. So in case you need it, I have no idea why, but in case you need it. And I'm also going to send it to people who signed up and weren't able to come today. So thank you for sticking around. It's 8:32, and if you have any questions or anything else that I can answer, I will stick around and answer questions. And if you need to go, that's really good. Okay, thanks, Donna. I will. So anybody else have a question that I can answer? And alrighty. I really enjoyed being with you, even though it's over Zoom and all that stuff. I was amazed at how strong the connection was when we talked to our animals. So I think you've already got something going on there. You have a great evening, and hope to see you soon. I'm gonna stop the recording and let you go on to your evening. Good night now.